We ship a lot of commodities from the Port of Oakland overseas, as do many of the producing farmers in the Great Central Valley. The Port of Oakland is a huge distributor or a hub for trading overseas and exporting commodities. While we were there was a gentleman by the name of Ron who greeted us, who gave us the tour and showed us around the port. Now, I was the only guy there that had a turban and a beard. And throughout the program, Ron would coach and try to welcome everyone and get the crowd engaged and keep them entertained. And he would make references to the trucking community. Now, a lot of my Sikh brothers are truckers. I'm not. I wear a turban, I have a beard. He saw that I was Sikh, and he assumed I was a trucker. So every time he made a reference to trucking, he would look at me and give me a nod because he assumed I was a trucker. Very simple. You know, it's a simple assumption that anybody can make. Now, many of you might make assumptions about Ron. I haven't told you who he is or what he does other than that he works at the port. Many of you might assume that Ron is white. Well, he's not. He was a black guy. He's a very nice guy, very welcoming. I got to speak with him. He understood at the end that I wasn't a trucker, that I was a farmer, that I was one of the people that shipped commodities out of the port. I mean, no big deal. But anywhere you go, anyone you see that you don't know, they see you, they're going to make assumptions about you. This happens throughout your life. Another experience is I was at a conference in Fresno back in 2001 called Jakarta, by the Jakarta movement, one of the greatest experiences of my life. Well, during the conference, some fellow conference goers and I went out to a Mexican restaurant. We went to a drive-thru. It was an authentic Mexican restaurant. And they didn't believe me that I could speak Spanish. So we go to the drive-thru and they challenged me to make the order in Spanish. And I proceeded to order our food and I did so in Spanish. And then we got up to the window. There's 4 guys with turbans in this car. And the lady giving us our food was wondering who ordered the food in Spanish. She was trying to find a Mexican guy in the car. So people see you, people see me, they assume I don't know English, they assume many things about me. They assume I might have an accent, they assume a lot of different things. One of the worst places or the most difficult places to go for a guy like me, and many of you know, is probably the airport, especially after 9/11. Now, when I go to the airport, people make assumptions. These assumptions turn into concern. People get concerned about being around me, about what I might do at the airport. They assume I might be a terrorist. They assume these things, and I'm usually, when I board a plane, the last seat to get filled is usually the one right next to me. People assume things and get uncomfortable, and that's probably why nobody says anything. But you see them looking at you. Now, it's funny because the person that usually sits next to me drinks. I don't drink. So when I get my drink ticket, I hand it to the person next to me. And they're surprised that I've offered them a drink that I'm not going to drink anyway. So you're going to face assumptions no matter where you go. People are going to assume things no matter where you go. But our job as Sikhs, and the way we stand out, our job is not to leave it as an assumption. To turn an assumption into a lasting impression. And I try to do that everywhere I go, everyone that I deal with. I try to make them remember something about me. Something positive, so that they can associate it with each one of you, each one of my Sikh brothers and sisters. I don't always succeed, I'm not perfect, but that's what I try to do, and that's my experience. And I was asked today to share my experience. Now, growing up in this community, I think I'm fortunate because we have a large population in this area. And I think that's why my experience is probably different than most people across this country. Sikhs in this community are recognized as community leaders, as hardworking, as charitable, political, engaged in the community. That's how people in this area know us. And they know who we are, and they know what we're about. Now, if I grew up in Alabama, I might have a different story for you. But I grew up here. I was lucky enough to be born in this community and grow up in a small town not too far from here. When you're younger, it is more difficult. My grade school was somewhat difficult. I have a colleague who's going to speak in a minute. I went to high school. He's going to share his experiences. So I'm sure his is pretty similar to mine because we went to the same school. So I'm not going to get too much into that. But it is difficult. But it's how you deal with it. It's how you overcome that. We are Sikhs. We practice Dharma Kalam. We don't give up. We got to keep going. So my experience, I feel fortunate to have lived in this community. I feel fortunate to be an American, to live in a country whose values, whose traditions, the principles that this country was founded upon are aligned with those of my faith. Sikh is very simple at the end of the day. We're taught to praise God, we're taught to work hard, and we're taught to share our wealth. We believe in freedom, and we believe in equality. Sounds a lot like America. So I'm thankful to God that my parents still immigrated here and raised me here and give me the opportunity to raise my family. With that, if I've said anything to offend anyone, I apologize. But that's my experience. That's what I was asked to speak on today. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.